So strap on your VR headset because we're about to transport you into the captivating world of Ghost of Tabor. Welcome to Tabor Radio. Hey, welcome to this episode of Tabor Radio, and this is a fun one.
This is extra special.
Yeah, we are fresh off the win of Game of the Year for Ghost of Tabor. And joining us to celebrate, we have Scott Albright, the founder, the CEO, the creator of Ghost of Tabor. So, Scott, to go right into it, I can only imagine the emotions going through you right now. Did you think you guys had the win in the bag?
No, man, not from the start. Like there were so many good titles. Like I saw the greatest part was in the YouTube chat. The people, I love No More Rainbows. I love the CEO. I got to hang out with him and connect. And I saw the people from No More Rainbows, their supporters in the chat, battling with the GOT guys in the VR Awards YouTube chat. I thought that was the coolest thing. You had Horizon Zero Dawn. You had Among Us. You had Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. Like, you had AAA games. We're an early access game. You had AAA games, and there's no way that anyone in their right mind thinks, like, I'm going to beat these guys. Like, I said we did like a watch party that I think you were in, DJ, and it was like, yo, we're nominated. Like, that's all we need. Like, you nominated us. Like, you showed us that we are worth a damn. Like, we don't need the win. We'll take it. We'll run with it. But honestly, there's other games up there that I thought no way on God's green earth we would ever beat those games. Like, no way.
Well, when you see the YouTube chat as it's all going down,
we were watching both the
watch party that you had in your Ghost of Tabor Discord as well as the YouTube live chat, and
insane.
The majority of the time there was more people in the Tabor live chat, in the Tabor watch party, and if you went in the YouTube watch party, I'm pretty sure it was just 99% Ghost of Tabor fans.
Yep.
So I was watching, I was going, oh man, if they don't win, it's going to be a riot in this comment section.
Riot. Yep, absolutely.
But for anybody that was in that watch party, they heard it, that emotion when they said Ghost of Tabor, the winner, it was genuine. I think all three of you that were speaking, you guys lost it.
I screamed, just and I'm still like I don't get emotional about a lot of things. My family in this game, like, these are what things that make me emotional. And a year of the time that we put, like, I'm crying right now. Like, the year of the time that we put in, like, us original 8 and all the people that came on, like, it just made it worth it. And I hit my knees. I cried. I'm still crying. Like, I hit my knees. I lost strength in my knees. And I've been through a lot of shit in my life, but that right there was just like, fuck. My wife called me. She's crying. My daughter's in the background, 4 years old, just like, what's going on? My newborn's crying, right? Like, see, my wife's watching our newborn and our 4-year-old while I'm up at the office. I haven't been here for like 2 weeks because of the newborn. And just the fact that we won, man, in this community is insane. They're insane. They've made our dreams come true. They've made everybody that's worked on this game a better person. And like, we're nothing without the people that are going to watch Tabor Radio right now. Like, we're nothing without them. This game would be nothing. Like, people are like, oh, Scott did this, Scott. No, the players are what drove me to make this game better and drive my team to make the game better and push them harder. It's been the community the whole time. It's not me. I'm no magic man. I'm no one special. It's every one of the players that have actually created this game and made it what it is.
Well, and from the beginning, you've filled that niche that players have wanted. So, I mean, it speaks for it. In my head, it speaks for itself. The volume, the growth of the Discord community, which every single week I check is over 1,000 more people are bouncing.
73,000 right now. It's like, what? What? We just announced 1072 like last week. Like, another
to say 72.
Another 1,600 people. We passed Pavlov, which is like the largest FPS VR Discord.
That's insane.
That's insane to me. It's been 8 months.
Oh, it is insane.
Insane. And it's, the peak hasn't even hit. Wait till next year when or maybe not next year, whenever you guys have Grim and Silent North out too, you guys are going to be up there for Outstanding VR Company of the Year as well. I don't know how you could ignore.
No, Combat Waffle is already obviously made a name for themselves. Win or lose, the just seeing the reaction from everybody, it was a win. But with future endeavors and this team with the passion they have, it's not going anywhere. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is the Virgin year. This is the first year already winning awards. Like I said, wait till Ghost of Tabor is fully out. Wait till Grimm's out. Wait till the full roster's there. I mean, there's really no stopping Ghost of Tabor. It's insane. And I don't think that there's a community in VR that can get a turnout like that to just flood. There's even a moment where you're like, let's give Impact some love. And
oh man,
for anybody that was in that YouTube chat,
yeah, right.
Yeah,
like
they
it just
they got the love.
Like it was just Impact
just a
reality.
wall.
Yeah, it was just a wall.
Well,
It's just this community. I've never seen one like it in VR. I only see it's only rivaled with flat screen games. Like that's it. That's its only rival. Like they're a flat screen community in a virtual world. To be honest with you, like they're nuts. Like they're nuts, and I love them. And sometimes they piss me off, and I want to close the Discord and disappear to an island and never talk to anyone again. But then at the end of the day, I'm just like, these guys, like you all are family to me, and I love you.
yeah, love them, hate them. They're there and they're passionate.
You and everyone that's involved has helped create that community. So it's one's own creation going on.
But look, the reason Ghost of Tabor won this award is because of the hard work that the development team has put in, the passion of the community, the player base. And even during the watch party, you're sitting there going, hold on, I'll be, we're pushing out an update pretty soon. That's insane. During
we're patching
the
right
party.
now. We're literally finishing up a patch right now. Devs are still working right now. We're patching tonight. So whenever this comes out, there will have been a patch right after the VR awards. But we have to fix it, right? Because that's who we are. We can't just let shit sit. Like it drives me nuts. I won't sleep tonight or tomorrow night or the next night if we don't fix it. We went to bed last night at 1 a.m. Eastern, got up at 7 a.m. started working again. We'll work again tonight till probably 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern. So it's...
Yeah, this episode's dropping the day after. So the award show was Thursday. The episode's coming out Friday. I know some of the listeners before have been like, "Oh, it's pre-recorded. Hey, this is pretty freaking
about as fresh as you're gonna get."
So since it's right here, do you want to talk a little bit about what updates, or what fixes you guys are pushing out, as we speak?
So we've had some problems with like loot boxes in the vault room and stuff like that, where you can get your hands. People are glitching through them. So we managed to fix that. We had we moved the multiplayer servers yesterday, away from Amazon Web Services. We bounced from Amazon and we moved to multiplayer. Multiplayer is actually what Breachers is on. There is probably the best server company on the planet when it comes to gaming. And I had a really long talk with the CTO at Breachers at Triangle Factory when we were out at Connect, and the CEO, and they, just drove home multiplayer. We were very hesitant and not sure where we wanted to go. So we ended up going with multiplayer, and we're going to have to work out those bugs. So there's going to be some server updates coming out to help stabilization, performance, that kind of things, which we had when we first launched GOT on Amazon, right? So we had to do a lot of fixes, and it's a constant learning phase when you're first getting servers after you find the perfect spot for them. So Fish has been working his ass off on that. No, the whole team has. And then we found some weird stuff that was causing like random frame drops, like spikes just down in frames, like really quick, like milliseconds, like every 5 to 15 seconds, you just get up, boop, down, just drop frames, like 12 frames. We have no idea. So we found that today, all day. We've been working on it since last night. One of our brilliant team, they came together. Every dev was in one channel and looking at every different aspect and way they could. And they found it. And so we're patching it. Yeah.
Hard at work, nonstop. I mean, and
every time there's an update, I go in and it blows my mind that there's changes. There's actual changes, what it was from first time I played it to now is night and day.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been having really smooth. I haven't had any glitches. Sometimes I wish I could be lucky and get a glitch where my hand will let me get free shit. It's not working out for me that way.
No, knock on wood. I haven't had a drop from a server or, any of the classic bugs, the lost backpacks, all that stuff's gone for me. It's really smooth sailing. And playing on the Quest 3, it's a beast on the 3.
Yeah. Although I am.
I agree. It is. It's I don't know, man. It's really taken its own, and not this patch, but like the patch before. We got rid of the number 1 and 2 bugs. So, or the number 1 and 2 crashes, and that's what really cleared everything. So all those crashes that people were experiencing, like thousands of people a day, just randomly interacting with anything, we could never reproduce it. That was the problem. We couldn't figure out what it was. So we're just trying everything. And finally, Fish, of course, it's always Fish, was in editor and was able to accidentally reproduce it. And then we got the log to see what was happening. And it was something we would have never fucking found. We would have never found it. It was something in a shader or something of that nature that was buried down deep from our old lead technical artist. And there's no way we could have ever discovered that unless Fish, being the fake heretic that he is, would have found that.
So he literally went line by line looking for.
Yeah, going that debug log as soon as it pops up. I imagine he must have been
He was like on the kiosk, just like testing collisions because we were having weird collision things with the backpacks with grenades. So he's just doing that, and he picked something up and he put it in his backpack, and it crashed back to the editor preface or the editor home screen. He's like, "The fuck was that?" So he opened his logs. He's like, "Holy shit, I found it," and that was it. And we could never replicate it again. So we didn't even know if we fixed it because we can't replicate it. So we pushed it. We were like, it's either fixed or it's not. Let's find out. And 24 hours later, we looked, and number 1 and 2 crashes gone. Like we just won game of the year, and I'll be straight, just blunt with you. None of us have ever made a game on this scale. Spoon-fed from Swordsman Sin Studios, probably the one person that's most experienced in this realm of this big of a game development. The rest of us, we're still learning. We're learning as we go. And we're trying to change VR and the way we do things. Like we're not some god tier team. We're not. We're new devs. A lot of our guys are a year and a half, 2 years out of college. And we're one of Elijah, who did the NVGs and the armor system. The guy doesn't even have a degree in game dev. Like he's a genius. He dresses like a hippie, but he's a genius. We just have a lot of unicorns, man, that people just would never look at. It's like I said about Proper D, like I think in our first interview. Proper D was a unicorn just sitting to the side in a pasture that no one looked at. And we gave him a shot. And that's been the same way with every single one of these developers. And then they come out and they make it the game of the year for 2023. After 8 months on the market. Like, it's happened because it was meant to happen. That was it. That's all I can say. It was meant to happen in our lives, and that's why it's happening. So that's all I got. Podcast over.
The culmination of everybody's work and dedication, though, and people have said it, Tabor is life. It's like, this is the result. This is the result of bringing something new to the table, bringing a dream, and not, falling for someone saying it's going to cost you $10 million in 5 years to do.
Yeah. Forming an A team too. You look at the team.
I mean, some people have a good business touch with seeing what each person can bring to the table. And Scott is a prime example, and look at the results from the team.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. You say you didn't do any, we're not special or anything. It's like, oh yeah, you guys are.
Yeah. I don't see another game in VR building this community, pumping out this amount of hot fixes and updates. I give the VR developer community huge props in general for being so active with updates, but Tabor really pushes it to the next level. So I think it's huge that you always give props to everybody involved, because it really is everybody, making the ship sail for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I just try to be a positive driving positive driving, but very blunt and honest force behind the team. I don't hold punches. We argue. We yell at each other. I mean, people yell at the CEO. Me and Reynaldo, who was at the award show, he's my chief development officer, our lead up. Like, we yelled at each other like 2 weeks ago. And then 5 minutes later, we cooled off. We said we loved each other. We're like brothers. And we went on. And you have to, like, people live in this corporate environment in their brains. And That's why you don't get shit done, because you're so worried about offending and hurting people's feelings and living in this corporate fucking woke environment. Like, just make games and have fun. Who cares if somebody gets upset?
I even think somebody, I missed which one of the two it was, but somebody I think called you a bitch jokingly when you started to cry at first. It's that type of, but it was playful. It was love.
It sounded to me like family.
Pretty sure he was crying 30 seconds later.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah. No, so, it's just why it's surreal. Like, it's like, I'm just like on cloud 9 right now. It's something else. I'm ready. We're moving into the new offices in February. I'm excited to have the trophy on display in a case as you walk in. Steam VR Awards are next, baby. Maybe Steam VR Awards. We'll see. I think we'll be a finalist, and then it'll be up to the community to vote us as Game of the Year. So we'll see. Well,
if it's up to the community,
it is. It's 100% community vote.
100%.
Yeah,
okay.
I believe the AIXR, don't they do like a split of like?
It was 10% of the community, I believe, this year was the percentage of the vote. Yeah.
And the rest is like judges and stuff.
It's all the judges.
70 judges.
If you leave it only to the community, Tabor's dominating. To me, it's
holy shit.
No, the turn. Go look at that chat, the watch party.
Oh yeah. No, dude, I'd never seen anything like it. Not for an award show. Usually people get, for each category, people. No, this was straight. Goes to Tabor. House of Scott.
Even who you push for.
Yeah.
Oh no, Lord Thomas. Yes.
And then content creator of the year, I saw you posting. Beardo. Look who won. So I'm
fucking love Beardo, man. I'm so happy that he won. He was my vote. That's who I wanted to win, was Beardo. There's a lot of great creators up there. I just really wanted Beardo to win. He's just always so genuine. Yeah, when he's on stream.
The Tabor push is real.
He's got a great voice too.
And it's a subtle thing about the Tabor community or the Tabor culture in general, but it's something I love is you all always are advocating other VR games, even in the newest map, which I love. You go around and you see posters for other games, a lot of which are Beyond Frame games, fellow publisher, shared publisher of Ghost of Tabor, but there's other games that aren't, even like Breachers. There's a poster in there. Yeah. I love that type of love. Was that something you reached out to the studios about, or did you just kind of like throw them in the game and let them find out organically?
No. So Mikhail DeFresny, who's in charge of all of our like customer support and stuff like that, he knows all of these studios. Like, he knows everyone in VR. It's insane how he knows everybody. And he just reached out to him and was like, hey, this is what we want to do. And it was all his idea. He actually had people lined up and then approached me about it. And I was down from the start. I am all about promoting anybody else we can promote if they deserve to be promoted. There's some companies that tried to step on other developers to get themselves up, and they don't deserve a bit of promotion from anybody. But those games, and I'm really, speaking of Breachers, I told the CEO and their CTO at Connect, I was like, you all are not finalists in the VR awards this year, and I'm pissed. And they were like, why are you mad? I was like, because if I'm going to win, I want to beat the one game that I think can beat us. And that was me in like September, because at the time, I had forgotten how bad of a state our game was. So buggy, because we like all but 2 days of the judging period, like we pushed a patch that completely broke the game. And I forgot all about it. And then I got reminded, but at that time it was like Breachers was the only game I could see actually beating us at the time. But then as we started talking about like, oh, during the judging period, you remember all this, like, oh shit, all of these other AAA titles, like there's no way we win. We're done. We're done. But I think Breachers could have taken that home easy. Easier than anybody else on the stage. Breachers could have taken that game, that award home. I truly believe that. It's a phenomenal game. And when I was told that, hey, Breachers is in on this and they're going to put a little ad for GOT, and I was like, let's do it. Like, I love that game, everything about it. And what pisses me off even more about them is we have Leaning coming out in the very near future, and forever it will be known that people think that we copied Breachers, even though we've been working on it since before Breachers came out. So yeah, and I told them that too. They are the greatest guys, man. They were the coolest people. And I got to hang out with the Demio guys. They were great. It was such a cool experience to be just among legends. And again, on the stage tonight, we were among literal legends, and just an honor, an absolute honor.
Well, the VR industry is so new. This is kind of like the founding fathers of the gaming side. This is uncharted territory. There's not a game that's done what Tabor's done. Hell, there's not a game that did what Demio did with tabletop VR gaming, and same with Breachers for 5v5 shooters. I mean, so you kind of all are in defining periods and
carving out the history.
Yeah, what I'm getting at is you are one of those legends at this point that you're talking about. Nobody else has come in the VR industry, Kool-Aid Man style, bursting through the wall, saying we're here and we're number one. So, I just love to see the respect you give to everybody. We just talked to Jerome from Triangle Factory about a month ago. Super nice guy, super
Great
knowledgeable,
guys.
And I love that it's not this attitude of they're a shooter, we're a shooter. It's two totally different things, and I love that love through other games. So is that something that we can expect to see in more maps as they come out? Those shout outs to the community with like soul written on the wall. There's a bunch of lore in Maka, and then
dude, I get killed looking at shit on the wall.
That's the dangerous part.
Yep.
And then posters. Is that something you guys want to keep leaning into?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So no one knows it. Well, J-Bar knows it. Everybody knows who J-Bar is, the streamer. He's actually going to end up being a trader in the market. Like, he's going to play like... I hung out J-Bar at our launch party last year, and he just made me laugh the entire time. And we were sitting around coming up with stuff, and we're bringing back like cigars and like cigarettes, and we're going to bring in alcohol. And like, we're all sitting around the fire pit smoking cigars and drinking. And J-Bar and I were like, we should make me a character in the game. And I'm like, I can make you a trader. So we're going to give him like a little card table looking like a hobo. And he's going to sell like the alcohol and the cigars and the cigarettes. So yeah.
Now, in classic Tabor fashion, are these items going to have an in-game effect, whether that's visual or just a stat decrease, or what's the plan?
Yeah. Cigars or something will make you lose your stamina maybe a little bit when you smoke them. Alcohol, we're planning on some type of like vision effect if you drink too much of it. Yeah.
You're going to have drunk yelling Russians in the servers, or people role playing it. The potential for it is endless. Oh, I love that.
I'm excited.
The realism is not slowing down with this at all.
No, that's actually something it's probably good for us to talk about because, I lurk the Discord, which is sometimes hard to even get a message and you throw it in and pew, all the way on top. But you also have a great official Facebook page, which I'll give you and Mikhail a lot of credit for moderating, answering questions. In fact, if you ask me, the official Ghost of Tabor Facebook page has the peak Scott comments. It's some of his funniest responses.
I'm a dick, man.
But if it's funny though,
somebody was like, "There's mag wiggling," and you go, "What's a mag wiggle?" or something like that. It's just always shit like that.
My favorite thing to do is, I'm not making fun of Gorilla Tag. I love Carousel, the chief creative officer of Another Axiom. We were on the panel together, Connect, and he has brain works like no one else's I've ever met. He's an amazing young guy that has such a huge, bright future in this industry. But my favorite thing to do is just post like a picture of like a Gorilla Tag monkey when people are like complaining about like a new feature or something. Like, that's like my favorite thing. I don't know why. I'm an old school gamer, right? I'm an old COD gamer, CS gamer. Like, I like to troll people. Like, it's in me. I'm toxic. I am a toxic person when it comes to gaming. So I do little things like that. But yeah, it's hard to contain yourself.
It's a fun level of toxicity because if the community starts to lean a little bit too much, you don't have a problem to kick somebody or silence them. Or I even think somebody was writing some things in the YouTube chat they shouldn't have. And you were like, who's ever writing that, cut it out. So
yeah,
it's always playful fun. I've never heard you go hateful to somebody. It's always, joking around about your guys.
Sarcastic humor is not bad.
Yeah. Like I said, a little sprinkle chef of toxicity never hurt anybody. It's nice and fun. But I've been seeing people post a little bit about the games getting harder, more realistic, but
it's getting too real.
My understanding is, man, they haven't even seen anything yet. You're going to keep going in that direction, but just to get it on record, that's the plan, right? You're going to keep leaning into more kind of realistic. I don't want to use the word hardcore, but real features, so to say.
Yeah. So stuff is going to get harder. Leveling is going to be a grind fest. I think it already is. Like, it's already hard to level, but people are complaining about hard to level. We actually gave you like a 300% boost on like this last wipe at how easy it is to level your character. Like, experience is like 300% easier to gain. But there's going to be more stuff you have to do. It's going to get rougher. You're going to get cool things too, like Bunker Cat and new DLCs like the Ulu pack we're teasing right now. It's coming out in mid-December. Like you're going to get cool stuff. But at the same time, I don't want a game that you're just going to pick up, play for 2 days, and then go play something else and come back to it in a month or two. I want something that literally takes over your life like digital heroin. And I want you to Tabor's life. But I want you to also feel that sense of accomplishment. Like, holy shit, I maxed out my GPU rack 3 days before wife, and showing it off. Like, that's what we want. We want you to feel a sense of pride and ownership in our game. Because you physically are doing these things. That's what's so cool about VR. Like Tarkov, it's one thing to get CAF a container and all this shit at the end, but to do it with your own hands and your own skills, and it's you in control, not a mouse and a keyboard. It's your movements. I get to use what the military taught me every day when I play Tabor and shooters and VR to outgun people. Like what it's the peak of gaming right now, in my opinion.
I agree. There's nothing like that thrill of you have some good loot and you need to make it to that extraction point.
The adrenaline's legit.
Oh my goodness, your vitals are running low. Your backpack's full of stuff, but not stuff to feed you. It's like there's nothing like that thrill. You don't know if you're being hunted. Maybe you're hunting somebody.
Oh, I act like I'm being spotted. Any line of sight movements I can make. My game has changed over the course of playing it from the early days of just running around and grabbing shit. I'm everything's strategy.
I like to get a couple kills, but for me, a good run is you go in, you leave with more weapons than you went in with, and you don't die.
Backpack full of goodies, man. Come on.
But at this point, 8 months into being the game being out, but who knows how long you've been playing it since the first day of development. What was this now, like 13 months ago? What's your play style like these days? Do you go in looking for blood? Are you looking for loot?
I just player hunt, man. I just want
hunting people.
I don't even let them get close most of the time. Like I just go in with an M1 SAS and just pop people in the head and wait till there's a thermal sight that's coming. You'll never see it coming.
That's dirty.
Thermal sights.
That's dirty. So I was going to ask you your ideal loadout, but it sounds like we've already
M1 SAS, drum mag, angled grip, same loadout I ran in Tarkov with a thermal, with a rebuy.
Beautiful.
And probably spot on accuracy.
And you referenced some stuff coming in December. I know you all are very active with your Ask Me Anything. So for people that are hardcore watching every piece of content, it might be a little repeat, but do you want to talk a little bit more about some stuff that's coming up over the next month?
Really, this next push is you're not going to see much content. You're going to see the Uwu pack drop. So this next month, we're prepared for something in Q1 of 2023, which is going to hopefully be our meta store release. We'll see. I don't know when it's supposed to be in 2024. I mean, it's supposed to be in 2024. I hope it's Q1. I think we're still working on dates and whatnot. So I just know it's coming in 2024 at this point. But we're really this whole next until December 15th, which is when we're dropping the next final patch until February. We're spending a month just polishing and bug fixing. That's all we're doing every day, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, just polishing and bug fixing. And then sometime in February, we'll wipe, and then you'll get like a profile stats page and stuff like that. So you can see your KD, how much time you spend in a raid, how many ghosts you killed, how many Volk you killed, how many Phoenix, how much water you drink, how many miles you traveled, all that stuff.
Wow. I love the idea.
How much water you drank.
If you look at the amount of content you all have added in relatively a short amount of time, it makes sense to take a step back, do a little bug fixes. And as part of that, gearing up for, the official store release, making sure that there's not new bugs that just got added with content and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, every time we add a new feature, man, it's just morally defeating some days because we'll take 2 steps forward and 10 steps back. Like this patch we did yesterday was 10 steps back, in my opinion. So the patch we did on Wednesday, but we had to push it. Like we had to do this patch, due to timelines that we have set with publishing and stuff like that. So, we are taking a break of new features, and we want to polish and we want to make the game better for everyone that already plays it, because next year we have Pico, we have Meta, we have PlayStation VR 2. Like, we need to make sure the game is in a good place and it's solid, it feels good, and it runs good for everyone that already supports us before everyone else piles in. Because if it's not running good for you all, it's going to run even more like shit when it gets hit by thousands of more players. And that's the last thing we want. It's the last thing I want. Like, yeah.
It's just kind of part of the cycle, though. You know, it's as the game gears up for an official store release, which is huge. It's the following that Tabor's gotten being on App Lab. Wait till it's on that front page of the MetaQuest store and the PlayStation VR and Pico.
And the top selling.
Yeah, the player base hasn't seen
most rated
anything yet. So it makes sense.
I think we're actually top selling game for 2023 on Meta already as an App Lab title. I would say we're in the top sellers. Like, we have to be. I know we're the top rated game in VR for Meta this year. Like, among all games that released, we are the top rated game on the Meta store and / App Lab. Like, we're it. Like, so we're also the top paid game on App Lab. We took over that spot too. Like, so out of the other paid games, there are games rated higher than us on App Lab, but they're all free. Well, they may have more ratings. They may not have necessarily more stars than us, but they have more ratings and reviews left. But they're free games. They've been around for 3 years, 2 years. But so we're the top. I would put money on it that we are the top selling game and top rated game on Meta for this year, if I had to guess. And probably Steam for VR as well. I mean, like, a true VR game, you can't look at Steam anymore under the VR category and get just VR games. You get all this shit that has VR support, and it pisses me off every day looking at it. Because I look and I see all these little games with mods and VR attachments, or whatever you want to call them. They support it. And then you're looking at, like, Blade and Sorcery, Gorilla Tag, AIXR, right? And us, we all interchange spots every day, like us 4 games. And then VTOL VR is right up there too. And Pavlov's up there too. If you're looking at, like, most played games and stuff like that, top selling games, Beat Saber. So if you're looking at top selling, it's like Beat Saber, Blade Sorcery, us. I forgot the other one I just mentioned, but then we're overshadowed and we're mixed through, like, this list of, like, some race car game that has VR support. Like, who gives a shit? Like, it didn't used to be like that. So why is it like that now? Like, fix it, Steam. Like, you're literally the devs, all these devs that dedicate their lives to virtual reality are literally getting shunned by Steam VR with this VR category list, in my opinion. Like, it's disgusting, because there's games that would be on the first page of top VR titles right there if you didn't have all these PC VR games that support VR. Give them their own category.
I think sometimes they even clutter up the Steam VR award sections too in the categories.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're going to watch this year in Steam VR, you're going to watch VR flat screen games that support VR, and they will be finalists. They have been every year.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I
could understand years ago, but not at this point.
Or like an exceptional circumstance where it's like, look, it's a VR mode, but oh my goodness, they did it. But that's not really the case at all. But you referenced that you all have a new game studio opening up pretty soon. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. We're so we've been a remote studio for the longest time. We're at 34 people now in studio worldwide. Probably 15 people or 10 to 15 people are overseas contractors. But all of the other members of the studio that are in the US will actually be relocating to Venice, Florida by the end of next year. And we're opening a new building. It's 8,000 square feet. It's being started renovation. I signed contracts literally today to start renovating the entire thing. And we're excited. We're going to bring some people out, show some people around, play some games. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really good time. I'm very excited. 2 of our guys have already moved. Elijah, one of our developers, and Logan, he goes by Orbital. He's one of our other developers. They've already moved. They're literally right through that door in the current offices. And then Fox, Mike, he is the new QA guy, and he's moving before the end of the year also. But February 1st, we move into our new place, and we start a new chapter for Combat Waffle. And at that point, it will no longer be just Ghost of Tabor. We're excited to keep bringing titles to the market like Grim and Silent North. And we're pumped, man. We're excited. And I'm currently talking to Spoonfed about something else. So
Ooh. Spoonfed actually pops into our Rough Talk Discord sometimes and
He's great,
some,
man.
some great insight. Yeah, great guy. And we are so pumped for Grim.
I may or may not bug him once in a while.
you should make sure you tune into the Upload VR showcase, because you're going to see a cool. Grim underwent some changes, and just wait, we're going to show it off.
I am excited. So the Upload VR gaming showcase, I saw you teasing that a bit on Discord, but you can put it out there publicly. There's going to be some Grim stuff showing.
You'll have Grim, GOT, and Silent North all there.
Wow.
Okay.
That's going to be huge. That could be the showcase right there. Boop. Pull the plug. We're good.
So
if you
just the Grim and the Silent North are cinematic trailers, but it's in-game, it's in-engine cinematic trailers, just like the GOT trailers are, but there's no live footage mixed in. But we plan on opening like closed alphas like in the summer for both games next year.
So this is going to be Proper D's work going at it, right?
Proper D is actually going to be doing all of Silent North, and Soul BC is taking over Grim. So the trailer you see for Silent North is made by Proper D. The trailer you see for Grim is made by Soul, and Z Storm is jumping into a motion capture suit hopefully soon, and you'll start to see him working on taking over all of Ghost of Tabor. So
wow. People are growing in roles. This is really cool to see. This happens. I feel like every time we talk, it's a completely different world for the studio, and it's really not been
you
that.
Talk about some talented dudes, though.
Yeah,
it's not even funny. We've seen them put out some work rather like effortlessly.
I can only imagine what the energy is like right now. One with huge content updates coming. This award win, and
being
then also
part of Game of the Year,
Game of the Year win, and then also everybody, in the US flying out to Venice to be in the new studio. I can only imagine the energy.
I can't wait for the shenanigans. Just throwing it out there. I mean, have you all not seen the flamethrowers we have now?
Flamethrowers? Office flamethrowers?
This is a backpack flamethrower, man.
Oh my goodness. That's not even like one of those Boring Company ones. That's
this
a flamethrower.
It's a military one.
Both of these are going in the game, by the way. And then this one mounts, it's either standalone or it'll mount underneath an M4 or a SCAR, anything that has a Picatinny rail, it'll mount to it. So you can have it underneath your rifle.
Holy Moses.
Yeah. I shot this the other day. It was a blast. It's a cool little thing.
How far is it?
Like 30 feet. And this one will shoot the big one is the upgraded one, so it shoots like 125, 130 feet.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, 100 freaking feet away.
Imagine breaking into it. Oh my God. Well, for one, this is the worst game studio in the world to try to break into.
Yes.
Right?
But nobody expects to come through the door and there's Scott standing there with a flamethrower of all items. Oh man. So I'm going to be able to go onto Tabor Island and just run around like a madman with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
coming.
Huge.
It'll be next year sometime, but it's coming. So are RPGs, China Lake grenade launcher. It's all coming.
Ooh, I'm
It's all
pumped.
coming.
I'll assume there'll be no arc assist with the grenade launcher.
Yeah.
You'll have to learn how to shoot the actual grenade.
Get ready to shoot, buddies.
There's going to be a lot of self-deaths. People are going to think that they shot over a rock for a little bit or something, and there's going to be a learning period for sure.
Even the other night, you threw a grenade and threw it short and landed at your feet.
As people are coming up into the room to fight.
Sure that wasn't just a bug? That happens.
No,
I'm not 100%, but I wasn't confident in my. I threw it a little bit like a bitch. So like, if it wasn't a bug, it could have easily been me. But when it exploded, people came in and they're like, "Get on the ground," which is the worst thing to do with me because at that point I'm dead, so I'm going to start shooting anyway. So we killed them. Yeah,
we killed them
That's
both.
great.
They should have taken me down. They had the chance. I'm dying.
They came in
to
cop
death.
style though.
Mm-hmm. They're like, "Get on the ground," and I went, blah, 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 blah. Start shooting. What you got to do?
It's never not been fun.
No. The game is amazing. I love the new map though. You joked you're gonna get killed just looking at everything in it. It's beautiful.
Oh wait,
it's so well
just
done.
Wait.
So what's the status on the other half of the map? Do you have a timeline of when you would like to see
So we're
that
not
one
going
out?
across the river yet. We're going under.
Okay, I did not expect that.
And it's going to be a standalone map. So I'm a huge fan of those Silo. I made Silo. Like, that was the first map we ever did. I was the person who made it. So I went to 7 them and I was like, hey, we were adding on to the map. And we're like, hey, listen, we're going to be releasing on some big platforms next year. We need a new map. Let's take the sewer and the subway system of Matka and let's make it a map and let's expand it. So you're going to have some tight underground sewers, subway system of under Matka to navigate. Have fun. It's
That's
cool.
going
It's
to be
beautiful.
A whole different
As if
style of
it's not
gameplay.
frightening enough.
Yeah.
I might actually be able to score a katana kill, sneak up on
Yeah.
somebody in the dark.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the feel the tunnels are probably going to be super dark, right?
Yeah, there'll be some lighting down there, but it's going to be a lot like Silo. It'll be a lot of darkness.
Yeah. So you're going to,
Well,
this is going to be fun.
You got thermal imaging at your hands.
And I love that, Matka is like a spin-off of Prague. That's the influence of it.
Yeah.
Do you plan on eventually making some cities that are based upon, like, legit, this is the name, San Antonio, whatever? Or do you plan on keeping it fictional with the Tabor lore, kind of its own universe?
It's going to be its own universe. We do have other cities and other places. So every place is inspired by somewhere in Europe. We're doing an airport map. It's based off the Prague airport. We're doing the mall. It's based off one of the largest malls in Prague. The coal mine is actually a place in the Ukraine. The summer camp / woods map is like it's based off an actual place that's in Europe as well. Every map we looked at and we found a place that we said, okay, this will be a dope fucking map. And I don't plan on using real city names though. Like even the bridge that you see in Matka, my wife is from Prague. Been to Prague. I can drop me in that map, and we were making it. You could drop me anywhere on both sides because the other side for us is playable. It's just not ready yet. You could drop me, and I can find my way to that bridge. I have no idea where I'm spawned, but I find it's 1-for-1 scale. This corner leads me to that street. I just know where it's at. And like the people that voice the Phoenix, they're friends of ours in real life. They're actually at Spectre, the trader, the music playing. That's our friends that voice the Phoenix band in the Czech Republic. And they're from Prague, and it's just like we're very ingrained with the people there, and we love that country. And you don't see them get enough representation in games or even really movies. Like they're just now starting to get movies. I think Spider-Man's the last movie to do something in Prague besides like Mission Impossible. So it's super cool to be able to like go to our friends that live in a small town outside of Prague, a small town called Horice, and bring them into a game and hear the reactions saying these things in Czech they would never normally say. Like, like that's a curse word in Czech that you normally wouldn't say. It's very inappropriate. So people don't say it. And to get them to record this, it was just so cool in bringing them into the game. And they've already sent messages. They're in Prague watching the stream for the live event, like if we won or not. And they're a part of it just to bring that to their life. They're like, hey man, we're not really a cool band. We're in a video game and it is one game of the year. Like this is big for us. Like it was really cool. It's just awesome, man. It's just all around just awesome.
No, love that.
I love how you continue to. It's like you're helping everybody in your path. Representing areas of the world that deserve the respect that you feel they deserve, and
so a lot of people don't know it, but I'm a Freemason, and Freemasonry is the largest fraternity in the world. It's also the oldest, and the idea behind Freemasonry is it's a fraternity only for men, right? There's no women allowed in Freemasonry. They have a spinoff branch for women in the Freemasonry world. But the idea of Freemasonry is to take good men and make them better men. Give them the tools to be better. And that's sort of how I live my life. And yeah, I'm a rude and I'm blunt and I tell people how I feel about them. But if you ever came to me and needed help, I'd give you every piece of clothing I have. I'd give you my car, whatever you needed. I've helped friends, sent them money that I never expected to see again. So if I can help you, I'll help you. And if I can make you a part of this dope journey that I never thought would happen, like, please come along for the ride. Like, please come for the ride. Like, it's too cool not to. This is a once in a lifetime experience, and it could all be over tomorrow. Like, let's enjoy it. So,
No, that's excellent values. I never made my third degree. I actually stopped at my second, but I know
that's
where
super
you're coming
cool.
from.
Yeah. It's something
I
you
still
should get back into,
opportunities.
both of you.
Yeah. No,
You
I
should do it together.
Still get invitations. Yeah, no, the overall message, without, I won't say shit, but you're certainly not looking to go out there hurting human beings. You truly are trying to help other people. So no, it is a good message.
Makes sense. The culture that's led to, with you promoting other games, really lifting up other.
Overall, everything is rare. It's a standout company with standout people that put them all together, and now it's just like the perfect recipe. So I mean, I'm elated with happiness for everybody, but I'm not really like deep down shocked at the results, because you could just see this building from the first time we fucking played the game. We were like, there's something absolutely incredible going on here. And then to watch people just continually get hooked on the digital heroin that is Ghost of Tabor.
I love it, man. Somebody, so our publisher the other day, Andrew, he works for a publisher, and he's like, all right, listen, I really have finally gotten back into the game and started playing it again. I'm like, oh yeah? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool, man. I was like, what do you think about it? He goes, I play too much of the game. And I was like, well, welcome to digital heroin, my man. And then my head of publishing over there, she's like, if he starts missing work, don't worry, I will bill you for those hours. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Maiva's awesome, but you've all created a really satisfying experience, even in the safe house. I can't explain it. There's oftentimes that I'm getting a little rushed by my dad over here, because I'll lose. I don't know what happens. 5-10 minutes go by. I'm playing with my guns a bit. I'm modding them. It's even just cool. the safe house.
I like doing it like pre-hand. You spend 10-15 minutes on not everyone else's time putting together all these contraptions of weaponry you want to bring with you. And so that way I just grab a backpack, I grab my shit, it's right here, and I'm out.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same. I simply style. I prep everything and I just go.
Try to be quick.
Yeah. I don't want to get caught.
Killing and looting.
And standalone battery, time is finite.
Yeah. Especially
right off the top.
Quest 3, right? Like, I love my 3, but then I've got the Bobo and the battery doesn't work like it did on the 2. So I'm used to playing with a certain battery life in my Bobo headsets, and I'm just waiting for them to drop this new battery so I can order 20 of them and never get off.
Yeah, we went from peak VR accessories with like the end of the Quest 2 life cycle to now I was hoping some of the companies would have gotten
I didn't
early
expect
models.
the battery thing to be that big of an issue, because otherwise
it feels like these companies got a Quest 3 at the same time as us consumers, so it's just taking time.
I agree. I know Bobo probably got a mold to be able to mold. It was like a 3D scan, but I don't think anyone knew about the power consumption and stuff like that. So they had no idea the batteries weren't going to stand up. I really don't.
You would think if I was Meta, I'd be setting those out. And of course, that's easy for me to say.
At least the battery consumption rate to know what you need for a battery.
Some specs, or like you said, a mold to be able to mold the design around. I was searching pretty heavy for prescription lens inserts prior to the release, but the only one was the Zenny optical ones. But even those didn't ship till like a week after release or anything like that. So you're a busy man, Sky. It's been a hell of a day for you. You spent like 4 or 5 hours.
The emotion for everybody that was on that Discord, you're never going to see more true raw emotion in that moment when they called Ghost of Tabor. So I'm happy I got to watch that go down.
So genuine. But before we wrap this baby up, did you have anything else that you wanted to say, about the win, or anything else coming up? Anything else you want to put on record?
It's such a blur right now, man. Thanks to Proper and Ray. They said some very kind words about me on stage, but if they listen or watch this later, know that we would not be where we are without them. It's not just me, it's everybody. And that's even the community. So again, I'll just echo that this is not Combat Waffles Award. This is the community's award. Like, you all got us here. And You're going to make me cry again right before we get on the fucking thing. And I got to record a video for the community, which I've never done. So I'm going to post it in Discord in a little bit. Just thanking them.
Go run to the store, buy some Visine. They won't
Yeah.
know I was crying.
No, I have some allergy Visine right here, actually. So yeah. I don't know, man. It's been a hell of a ride. And if anything, if this should show anybody that ever looks at our story, it teaches you anything. I know people say, like, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. Like, you fucking can, and the American dream is still alive. That's all I got.
Love it.
I think this is just the beginning of proving those very words, because I see Combat Waffle going nowhere but up.
Like I said, next year they're going to be on Outstanding VR Company when Grimm's hopefully coming out,
Another
or we have
game
some
of the
play
year.
test with
Yeah.
it.
I called In Dreams winning that, by the way.
You did.
Yeah,
I
I
heard
called
that.
In Dreams, yeah.
Because your attitude was, hey, you get bought for a couple $100 million.
I think they got bought for like $100 million or something. I saw the report was like, how do you not win VR Company of the Year if you just got purchased for like $100 million, right? But they worked their asses off and released some massive IPs along the way to get there. And good for them. Like, good whoever benefited from that, whoever was the majority shareholder, like, good for you. You built an amazing company. I hated Ghostbusters, but a lot of people loved it. I'm an old school guy. I wanted something more classic, right? Like the old Xbox PlayStation game where you played the movie basically. But you made something that people loved, and you continue to make games. You released Among Us. Like, you released some massive IPs, and you deserve every single second of what you've earned.
We haven't hopped into Ghostbusters yet, but I've heard the plenty of opinions. But they I
wanted the old school. So
yeah,
but they also dropped Power Wash Sim VR, which I'll give them credit on. I'm having some fun.
I haven't played it, but I did watch Z-Storm and Soul play it on live stream, and they couldn't get anything done because Z-Storm wouldn't shut the hell up. And like, Soul, look at this. And Soul's like busy, like working. He's trying to accomplish something. And Z's over here like, Soul, look. And he's like, what? He's like, this is so cool. And Soul's like, God dang it. Like, back then, and then 3 minutes later, so bro, look at this. He's like, son of a bitch. It's a pretty cool game.
It's relaxing. We were playing it the other day. We got through the first level, then we went to the second one, and it's this huge backyard just full of dirt. And I'm like, these people are fucking filthy. And we're just sitting there working for like 20 minutes. Like, I got to go to bed, but let me finish this.
Cleaning dirt.
This like bedrock spot.
Oddly
that's
satisfying.
great.
So
yep.
That's cool.
They might have missed on Ghostbusters, but at least Power Wash Sim.
Ghostbusters isn't bad. Like, it's just not what I grew up in. Kid of the 80s. Like, I grew up with Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and all those guys. Like, that's what I want from Ghostbusters. That's what I want. I don't want to fight the flu virus. And that's what it felt like I was fighting. Like, it didn't feel like I was fighting ghosts. Like, but it still was really cool to see someone take that IP. Like Assassin's Creed, like, I like it. I had a lot of problems when I first started, but I loved the game. But it's just like a single player game. I get bored of those really quick. It's just not my play style. I'll play it for a little bit, even like flat screen. The only game I finished in the last probably, I don't know, since the first Spider-Man on PlayStation has been the second Spider-Man. So it's like, I get bored of flat screen. I like multiplayer. Big feature coming. Team comms. Even in your hideout, you'll hear each other all the time over voice chat when you join a squad. You'll hear it when you go to market. You'll hear it everywhere. Even when you're on one side of the island and they're on the other, it'll sound like they're right here in your ear at all times.
Oh, that's a game changer.
Huge.
Yeah.
Is that part of the push to get people out of like the Oculus party chat and stuff like that?
It'll be coming. That's the big feature coming mid-December. That's the biggest feature.
Holy Moses.
That's a Loki one.
No, I'm glad that came up.
Ooh, that's exciting.
And
I just thought, like, I like to play multiplayer with like team chat and communicate. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that. Let me get it out. So, yeah.
Ooh, and for me, it's cooperative gaming. Anything I can play with, my dad over here or another friend. Whether that's Ghost of Tabor and we're playing against other real people, or we're doing Power Wash Sim and I'm
good with that.
Working. Yeah, as long as I get to hang out with some buddies, I'm good.
That's why I'm so excited for Arizona Sunshine 2, because it's co-op. So excited.
Ooh,
so excited.
I'm excited for that. That's right around the corner, too.
I pre-ordered that the day that they announced it was available for pre-order. Like, I was pumped. And same thing with Into the Radius 2 when they announced it. It's supposed to be co-op. Like, if it's co-op, I'm in. I'm in ITR. I love ITR. So it's like, I'll be there.
If I'm not crazy, that's another game you show off.
Yep.
In Maka, right? I mean,
yes.
Into the Radius is like
I
single
wonder
player.
what we haven't discovered yet in that map.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure that there's some hidden lore, even maybe that the entire community hasn't cracked down on yet. But
I don't know.
You think they've gotten them all?
I doubt it. I know there's some stuff in Missile Silo they haven't found yet.
Really?
What?
Okay.
And that's the oldest. Like
Yeah,
stuff that's been there since day one, or
they've never
No
noticed
way.
it. Yeah.
OMG.
I think they found
That's
everything in islands so far, but Silo and Maka, there's still stuff hidden they haven't noticed. Unless somebody
Ooh.
has, and it's just not like a big creator, and I haven't seen it like on TikTok or something. But yeah, from what I know, no one's found at least 2 things on Silo that I put in there personally.
all right, go hunting, people.
Have fun, boys
Go.
and girls.
Yeah,
Have fun.
go find those. Let's
Silo's
see.
about to get real busy.
We got.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get somebody by these episodes drop the first of every month. So let's see if by next month we can get those checked off. Let's see what
Yeah,
the community
cool.
can do. But again, congratulations to
Yeah, the whole
yourself.
team.
But yeah, again, there's nobody like Combat Waffle
It's
Studios.
it's been a huge year for everybody in this team.
Like you said, the studio, the people behind it, and also the community. You know,
Growing family.
there's
Yeah.
crazy year. You know, so
Very
well
cool.
deserved. Again, huge congrats to the whole team, to the listeners, to the community of Ghosts of Tabor. That's why you all won. You know, you could see it in the chat, you could see it in the watch party. It's unreal. So Scott, we'll let you get out of here. I can only
Do
imagine
some celebrating or
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
gonna go
you,
to
I'd be
bed,
on the couch. And
Yeah.
then,
Well, once we get this patch out, I'm going to bed. Yeah.
and then to the listeners, you know, stay tuned for next episode next month. You know, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and go celebrate a Ghost of Tabor victory.
Ooh. Awesome. Thanks, guys. And thank you all for hosting Tabor Radio, and everybody go watch Rough Talk VR on everything they put out. It's always a great podcast.
Yeah, it's we'll wrap this up because I know you must be tired, but I gotta say it's a huge honor to be able to be, you know, the host of the official Ghost of Tabor podcast. It's the #1 VR game of the year winner. The studio hasn't even hit its peak, so yeah, it's a huge honor to say the least.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Enjoy
Appreciate
the
it.
rest of your night.